All right, fellow Vikings, welcome back. This time, I just want to have a conversation. People. The sun, man. Okay. So, yeah, I don't really know where I'm going to go with this, right? I have nothing planned. But today, uninadvertently got beautiful, and I decided to stop, sit down on the milking stand, actually, and say hi, you know? I just want to check in with you guys, see how you're doing, see how life's going, and talk about my life a little bit here. I I wish that more people would take the time, and just stop for a moment, appreciate what's around them. Like I've got these animals, right? They're just laying over there. They're cute and they're happy, and it's because of me. It's because of my work. It's because I came out here and I gave them food and I played with them and I pet their belly. Ugh, bug on my face. uh, so many people don't realize where their food comes from and just completely gloss over that was an animal and now it's on my plate. You know, like it's a whole other level. Like I love these guys. I mean, you guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed when I play with them and I pet on them and all that, They're my friends. I don't have many friends. I really don't. Like I have a few of you on here. I have a couple people around that I talk to. I have some good neighbors that I really like, but for the most part, I don't have many friends. You know, my goats, my dogs, my cat. Like I'm gonna have to show you guys him sometime. He's freaking awesome. Um, those are my friends. I I spend most of my day, hanging out with the animals and just appreciating just being here. You know, there's nothing better than being able to sit down and enjoy the still, right? A lot of people have to constantly have something going on, something playing in the background, something to distract their mind, right? And we don't realize how unhealthy that is until we stop, right? And until times like these where we're literally locked down, right, in a lot of places, right, and not able to go anywhere, and then you start going crazy in your head a little bit, and you're like, I can't take this. But if we practice, or one thing we should learn from all of this is just taking a moment, taking a breath, you know, being in the moment and becoming okay with yourself. You know, I was told this once when I was a kid. I don't know who said it, right? But who you are when you are alone is who you truly are, right? So when everything's turned off and you're just alone with your thoughts, that's you, right? You, as a conscious being, should take the time and get to know that person, who you actually are. And living out here, living like this, homesteading, it forces you to go at life's schedule, right? Because of the rains and all that, I've had to bunch a lot of work into just a few days. I've had to like tear stuff apart that I know I can't get back together in time. Like actually, if I just turn the camera just a couple little degrees that way, all right, you guys will see something that's not pretty. It's not. Like it's gross and it's smelly. Like I smell really bad right now. I'm gonna have to shower tonight. Um, but it's life, you know, and it has to get done. And I know I'm not going to get it back together. I'm not going to get all of the poop scooped, and that's what it is. Like, here, look, let me show you. Right? You had fair warning. I tipped the house over so I could scoop the poop out. Yeah, it's not pretty. My neighbors have been looking at that for a couple days, but my garden needs poop, right? My goats need the poop scooped. And so one thing I do is I rotate the houses. That's why they're so small, right? That house only weighs about, I'd say about 150, 200 pounds. That sounds like a lot until you realize that I ain't the one lifting it, right? And you could put, so the way it's done is we have a dolly. You put a dolly on one side and just lift up slightly, right? And then the other side, you lift up, all right? And then you push, all right? And it'll go just about anywhere. And it's pretty easy. Instead of having to strain your back or anything like that, you use your mind a little bit and it gets done. Yeah, but I mean, like, I moved their house and I put it in different that house, I put it in different locations so that easily I can clean it out, and then at my own time, you know, scoop the poop. um, it takes a while, right? To move that poop, and the reason why it's still down there and not in the next spot, which is gonna be back up here at the top of the hill where it used to be, is because down there it's completely soggy with water. Like, though it's so waterlogged, there's like nothing I could do about it. Like, I can't push in there. I could barely stand in it. My goats won't even go down there because of how waterlogged it is. I could leave the gates open on this side and I don't have to worry about them getting out because they don't want to walk in the mud down there. They stay on top of the hill over here and they cuddle together and they love each other. And luckily, I overbuilt our what do you call that? The feeder, so they can lay under the feeder, right? On both sides without getting wet at all. So I'm not worried about them getting wet. There's multiple other houses, well, they could choose from other than that one big one that's on its side. Honestly, I'm probably going to put down a couple logs and then put it on top of it. And by logs, I mean some old cedar that's been sitting here for a while, so it's super light. And then just tip it back on top in case someone wants to go in there, you know, during this next rain, which already passed, you know, for you guys. But I decided that even though I filmed 3 videos today, I'm going to sit down and I want to talk to you guys. Because, I mean, there's nothing like this life, all right? I've traveled the world. I've seen things that I've only read of in books, you know. I thought, all right, or I could say, without being able to prove it, all right, a lot of the things I've seen, right, could have been mythology, right? Like, the places, like, hold on. Abraham was from Baghdad. Just saying, okay? I've traveled the same roads that Abraham would have traveled. Like, that's pretty cool, right? I haven't been to Jerusalem or anything like that, but I've been to Iraq, in northern Iraq, where Abram at the time, Abraham now, would have been from. You know, I've been there myself. I've seen the castle-looking carvings in the side of like cliff walls, right? It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, that's some cool stuff, right? I've been through Europe. I haven't spent very much time there. I've been all over the country, you know, and I've been in multiple large cities. I've lived in like just outside of Olympia because I didn't like living in Olympia. I've lived in large towns, small towns, and all that, and there's nothing that compares to this. Like, this life, it is at the pace that you make it. I'm sorry about the shake. My you know how my shoulders are, but I'm gonna stabilize it later, so hopefully that helps. But if you have the option, or if you're even thinking about this life, right, it's difficult, it's hard, it's trying. It causes you to have to go through some difficult things, right? It can be really gross, and my phone's being weird, right? It's only got a few percent left. It's about to die. But yeah, this life can be really gross. I smell really bad right now. I am literally covered in poop up to my ankles, or not ankles, up to my calves, right? Because of that house right there. um, but yeah, it's better than any life I've ever seen, right? There's nothing better than coming outside and being greeted by these happy faces. They're like, "Oh, you love me. Thank you for the food. Here's some kisses." And half the time, not even want the food. They just want the kisses. Come here, love me, hold me. Like the goat over there. She was born one day before the little goat I was holding. She still thinks that she's that size, and she wants to sit on my lap, and she wants me to pet her chest and her belly, and scratch behind her ears. Like, that's fantastic. And right now she's just sitting there nomming, just like, this is a good day. All right. And you know what? It really is a good day. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. And I hope that I've at least brightened your day a little bit, brought a smile to your faces. And I wanted to tell you that I appreciate you guys. Like, sometimes when I'm feeling bad, I'll just go through the comments. I'm like, I've never seen on YouTube a more positive comment section. Like, most of the time, like, everyone talks about how toxic YouTube's section can be, but I've rarely seen anything bad at all. Like, my friends Chris and Joe, I love them. They are great people. I'm so glad I know them. I talk about them frequently because I miss them and I wish they were back around me and I could just drive over and be like, hey, let's have a walking taco and watch a movie, you know? But yeah, no, their comment section can be really harsh, and it tends to be about things that don't really matter, like appearance. You know, appearance is nothing, right? We're all born with how we look. You know, we can change it a little bit here and a little bit there. We could go on this diet or that diet. We could exercise a little bit more. But for the most part, we are us. And I'm sorry, judging someone based on a unchangeable characteristic of themselves or something they didn't choose, that's just wrong, right? I don't care skin color, sexuality, religion, right? Like, now there's one thing about talking about ideas and all that, and discussing them, right? But, you know, there's another one completely where you're trying to belittle someone, right? And if I've ever made any of you feel that way, I apologize. I really don't mean to. I'm trying to get to the core of what you're actually saying, not trying to berate you, right? I don't want to be that person, you know. But anyways, this is already like multiple minutes long, and I've just rambled sitting here, and I need to get back to work. So I told Cheyenne I was gonna be getting back to work, and then I'm meeting her for dinner, and she's cooking and stuff. So I should probably be working so I can go do that. I want food. I think we're having fish and potatoes. Fish that I was given from the neighbors, and potatoes. That sounds pretty good. Anyways, that's it this time, you guys. I want to know one thing from you guys, though, before I go. I keep on saying this, I know. But I want to know one thing that you're able to stop and think about and brings a smile to your face each day. All right? I want to hear about that thing, that little thing that brings a smile to your face. Anyways, that's it, you guys. I am done, and I'm actually done this time. I'll see you later. Bye.